Hey people, Ingrid here, 2v2, Desert Showdown, blue team. Couple of Force Commanders, we have Sparkky with the Dark Angels DLC, and noobody with some Ultramarines recolored, I guess. These guys fight in melee combat, very strong offense, can also support, disrupt, and tank some damage. Red side, it's Tyranid time. Dead Game Enjoyer is a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon. You can see his tunnel to the left there. And rounding off the teams, adinosaurusrex with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero. Critical objects cannot be suppressed with powerful support, disruption, and offense. Begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Alejandro. Desert Showdown then. I feel like it's years since I casted on this map. It's a little bit quirky. You have natural powers and natural victory points that are very close to the HQs on both sides. You have these weird natural rec points on the edge of the map, north and south, and a giant garrison in the middle. Contested VP is right here, next to the garrison. Quirky map, but you get some really good games on it, I think. I like maps that have some weird layout idiosyncrasies going on. Force Commander runs away from the termagant fire. Attacks are mostly behind cover, I think. That one in the back may not be. Scouts just lying in wait. They don't want to get close to all the shooty. The Force Commander of noobody is on the VP. Meanwhile, east side, this is noobody's army getting overrun by adinosaurusrex and the double termagants and the hormigons and a big old lumbering Hive Tyrant called Alejandro. In on the power now. Should be able to bash and maybe even decap it, actually. Back towards the west side. Natural power of blue is turning red. And the contested VP is turning red. I think, yeah, Sparkky just kind of backed off here. Getting some power up. There's natural powers in the north and south. Very central. You can hit these relatively easily, I think. Got to be quick to get on it, though. Attacks out of cover. Caught by double termagants there. Shotgun scouts in play for noobody. Nothing else out yet for the Space Marine players in terms of units. So you might see them go straight into Assault Marines to combat the double termagants. Warrior Brood on the way for Dead Game Enjoyer. Hive Tyrant getting stuck into what? Stuck into Tactical Marines. Typically what you want to do early game with your Hive Tyrant is just get into melee with some Marines and just lock them there for ages. There's Crippling Poison. Thanks to the Toxin Sacks. These guys are close to dropping a model now. Couldn't quite get it done, the Hive Tyrant. Alejandro now bearing down on some more Tactical Marines. I think he has around 60 melee DPS, isn't it, out the gate? I think the Lictor Alpha is like 63 or something. This guy maybe a little bit lower. Because they don't have sidearms, of course. 364 to 500. And those sidearms, the damage from those things can really add up. Those bolt pistols, especially after they got buffed many years ago now, up to like 16 or 17 DPS or something. West side, Warrior Brood is indeed up for Dead Game Enjoyer. Power weapons, they could have a little leap into combat as well. Going in on the assault squad of Sparkky. Noobody has gone for Devastators instead. There's Kraken Bolts. 20% more damage to heavy infantry, which is what Warriors are. And they lost 2 models there. This is 2982, so Synapse Bombs are a little bit less punishing for Termagants and Hormigons. With a 10% damage rather than, I think it was 14 and 12, respectively, I think. Or maybe it was just Gene Stealers that were 12. Assault Squad got low. Oh, they did drop a model, okay. They did kill an Assault Squad model. Ravener Alpha now. Might want to think about getting a melee loadout going. Help combat the Assault Squad, can get the Crippling Talon in tier 1, or of course Acid Splatter later on. I see red circles. Is that because of, yes it is, it's because of a Psychic Scream. Debuffing damage there, good for big blobby fights. Look at the damage double termagants can pump out with the Toxin Sacks. That was nasty. Hormigons on Retreat Path. Surely they're going to get 2. Maybe slightly unlucky not to get the kill there, down to 20 hit points, those Tactical Marines. And now they can bash power. Typically a lot of action on the flanks early game, because your power's so easy to hit, so you need to defend it quite fiercely. And then it starts to rotate towards the contested VP later on. For the Emperor on the Assault Squad as they jump in there, gives them a 25% damage bonus. That's a global ability of the Force Commander, and it's double ASM for Sparkky. It's like Sneaker Speakers from 2013 again. Someone that used to play this game a lot and helped me get some of the early Faction Wars Sneaker Speakers. Love to run double Assault Marines. That's a blast from the past. 234 to 500. A double cap for the Tyranids. Here comes some flame attacks. And yes, the Flamer does get the damage bonus from the Kraken Bolts. And his battle cry damage bonus is going in too. You have a Barbed Strangler Warrior Brood. Perhaps surprising to see when there's an Assault Squad and now 2 Assault Squads. Dead Game Enjoy did consider getting more warriors there, I think. What was that? Oh, they just jumped on the tunnel, I think. One of the changes in 2982 is that you only get 10 red when you're... Oh, that got 15. Okay. I thought it went down to 10. Meanwhile, east side, special attack misses from Alejandro. Iron Halo up for the Force Commander. The Psychic Scream had already gone off. It's 15 seconds, I think, Psychic Scream. So typically lasts for a fight. Hormagaunts with their adrenal glands. These guys did not crippling poison. Maybe it's on cooldown. Or they just don't care. Here comes some scouts from noobody now looking for a grenade. Maybe those guys are suppressed. That would have been a good time to throw it. But they're not. Maybe they'll look for it on the double termagants. It's not like they can shotgun blast the Hive Tyrant, is it? Oh, they'll just shotgun blast the double termagants. Okay. Get a burst of damage and knockback and suppression. There's that Psychic Scream again. What is the cooldown on this? Does it tell me? It doesn't tell me. It might only be like 30 seconds or something. Back towards the west side. Oh, they bashed the node and decapped it, but all the gens are still up. Yeah, this is quite a fierce army for Dead Game Enjoy to be fighting double Assault Marines with Force Commander support. Tries to go tier 2, maybe for a Tyrant Guard. Or just Gene Stealers or something. I don't think Death Spitters are the way, because they're going to get jumped by the Assault Marines. Assault Squad dropping a model there, but they're staying aggressive, and Scouts are now capping the power. Tactical Marines run away. I guess it's not a very far retreat, is it? So if something's a bit injured, you don't want it to drop a model, just retreat it off. Missile launch attacks are bashing power for noobody. Already took the node out. Scout's not interested in decapping, no need to help the Force Commander. Devastators are scared off by Alejandro. The Hive Tyrant now has bonded exoskeleton for, what is it, 300 hit points, more health regen, and invulnerability for 9 seconds of no damage taken, which is pretty damn handy. Hormagaunts maybe staying in play a bit too long here. No, they're okay. They've got the double termagant support. And of course support from Alejandro themselves. And Crushing Claws on the way. There's a Venom Brood from Dead Game Enjoyer, which is weird. They might just want to be trying... They want to just try out the Death Spitters maybe. Maybe this is their first game on 2982. But Death Spitters with double Assault Marines around. They should invest in a melee Ravener, I think, if they're going to do that. Or maybe they just plan to follow it up immediately with a Tyrant Guard or Gene Stealers or something. Force Commander now with a Sacred Standard, with a constant 25% damage bonus to surrounding allies. Up to 40% if the Force Commander's downed. Using it to kill some Ripper Swarm fellas. Death Spitters are in. 24 Inferno DPS. It's a lot. Look at the damage there. Holy crap. When they're focused on one model like that, that's very nasty. But they need a way to help when they're getting jumped. I mean, they have the crippling poisons. They don't have Hormagaunts anymore. They have basically nothing to face them in melee. Ripper Swarm spawned from that capillary tower there. From the Infestation Global. Assault Squad helping to take out Warrior Brood. Warrior Brood stayed in play way too long there. Now they're on the Ravener. Spawn mines detonating. Not sure how much damage they do exactly. It's not a huge amount, but it helps. Ravener Alpha does have that Synapse aura for damage, as we've seen. Sparkky goes tier 3. I don't think they got Sergeants up. No, didn't need them. Nothing to Merciless Strike, really. I mean, you can just jump into ranged units and Merciless Strike them, of course. Here's Alejandro, though, with those Crushing Claws. 108 heavy melee DPS. That's more DPS than a Dreadnought to a single target. Doesn't have the splash damage of a Dreadnought, of course. But pretty damn impressive. Getting through the shield of this Force Commander nice and quick. Devastator's in play, though. Might need to pop the invulnerability here. There it is. Gets in on it. Needs some support, though. It's not going to last forever. There it is. It's worn off. Still going after the Devastators, though. Missile launcher. Did he get a direct hit here, the missile launcher? Ravener Alpha still with no weapon upgrade. Goes for a Zone Throat. The Zone Throat was buffed a bit in 2982, but again, with 3 assault squads around on the enemy teams, Zone Throat could be in grave danger. They took out the Devastators there, the Hormagaunts. Did they get Catalyst buff? I didn't see. Can you put Catalyst on allied Tyranids? I think you can. You should be able to. Assault squad leveling up there. What level are they now? We have 2 level 2s. Those Death Spitters really pack a punch, especially when they're buffed by the Synapse aura. For the Emperor on those Assault Marines, they got crippled. Here comes Alejandro. Level 3. Goes after the weakest squad. Does not get a kill, though. There's that Psychic Scream. Nicely timed to get the other squad that came in. Can they get a model? Hormagaunts are in there. They can. They got 2 of them, actually. Including the Sergeant, I believe. Yes, they got the Sergeant. Very surprised that Dead Game Enjoyer, who must be another player under a different name, I don't know, though, has not got any, like, anti-melee stuff. Just Crippling Poison would have been really helpful to slow them down. Maybe they just wanted to kind of keep their Ravener out of trouble, shooting things, I suppose. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Sparkky. There's a tier 3 for Noobody. 171, 364. Tyranids have a big VP lead. They're bashing natural power now. Scouts trying to run interference. There's a grenade. Got a few kills. Maybe 2. I think that other kill was a shotgun shot. Stand by for Land Raider Redeemer, says Sparkky in all chat. So now everyone knows. I don't think they meant to do that. They don't have any anti-vehicle aside from Alejandro himself. Full bash of power. Does not go for the decap. There's a Ravener tunnel coming in too. For the Emperor on these Assault Marines. And more of them jump in. Maybe we'll see some Vanguard veterans. I think it'll be worth it for the power weapons. Although, double melters, awfully useful against Carnifexes and the like. Flame attacks on the power. Zone Throat is there. The Zone Throat provides a health regen Synapse. Has an artillery attack which was buffed slightly in 2982. I think it was up. I think it was it 40 to 49 or 45 up to 49, something like that. It now does 49 damage per shot, that's what I know. Termagant's getting ripped up. Force Commander trying to finish him. Oh, but they run. Didn't finish him. Did not get the finish. There's the Land Raider Redeemer, though. In the Dark Angel colours. I thought that was a Tyranids formation for a second. From Adinosaurusrex, but it was not. Allows it to reinforce back to it, reinforce off it, health regen, and has a bunch of weapons, that Land Raider. They want to stay away from it, basically. Zone Throat now up to 310 health from 300 as well. Not a huge change, but it's a change. Might help them escape. Terminator Force Commander time with an Assault Cannon for Noobody. Did this guy have Any war gear? And they had their Iron Halo, didn't they? That's right. 171298. Zone throw. Will do good damage to tanks and other heavy infantry if you can catch them not moving. That psychic PvP damage type is good versus heavy infantry. The psychic attacks just don't care about your armor, I guess. We do have some Vanguard veterans, but they're from noobody. There's that psychic scream. Again, nicely timed to get all that stuff in it. Didn't get the Force Commander though. Not even Alejandro could stand up against that. Do they not have the energy to use Psychic Scream and then Invulnerability straight after one after the other? They must do. At 130 energy. I don't know how much energy the Invulnerability is, but I think the Psychic Scream is only 45. Tyranids are capping the Space Marine power as they bash the Tyranids power here. It's the Ravener, I think. Yeah, the Ravener's capping it. Tunnel right next to it makes it very easy to get to. Terminator Force Commander teleports away. Scouts go all sneaky. Assault Squad with the aggro. Assault Terminators in as well from Sparkky. These guys with 40 Emperor on them. Where are the Gene Stealers? Oh, they've gone tier 3. It's Carnifex time. Adinosaurusrex with the Carnifex on the way. I think they should get a Thorn back here. They do have missile launch attacks to deal with and possibly multiple melter bombs. And again, the Death Spitter Venom Brood get jumped. Big fight here. Force Commander Terminator. Alejandro trying to get him and does get him with a special, with a sync kill, I should say. Awesome. Tactical Marines have taken the garrison. If someone has a Tyranno formation, they could wipe out the garrison, which would wipe out anything inside of it. But I guess they don't. Was there a Tyranno formation already? Oh, there was one here, look. There was one right there. GG, says Sparky. Vanguard veterans are pretty low. Alejandro takes out a model. What are these guys up to? Oh, they're just suppressed. Oh, they got a Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifex. Not a Thornback. They should have got a Thornback, I think. With all this melee stuff you need to fight, you want that melee resistance. You don't want to have to just run away from Terminator Assault Squad like this. Lander Raider Redeemer. Just got electroshock grubbed, I think, yeah. But does wipe the power out. 171 to 105. Noobody just dropped some tactical marines in up here. Ravener Alpha trying to get the cap, and I think they're going to get it. Well done. Then runs away. Or slithers away, I guess. Can they keep those Death Spitters safe? So they can stand and shoot in peace. You don't want to shoot at the Land Raider. Death Spitters aren't going to help you there. 171 to 96. No cap game. Both teams getting their naturals back. Look at this wreck point that was taken. Scouts back on it. Who's this down here? Oh, Terminator Force Commander still. Does it need repairs? Needs a little bit of repairs, Mr. Scout fellas. Maybe? Nope. Resin, says Force Commander. Oh. They just revived as they said that. Terminators get crippling poison. I'm not sure there's enough actual damage here to threaten them though. The Death Spitters were there. They seem to get very close for some reason though. Warrior Brood got messed up. And then now on the wrong side of the map, Warrior Brood taken out. There's for the Emperor on the Assault Squad now. They were trying to go for the tunnel, I see. Now we have a Corrosive Devourer Ravener Alpha. Very good damage, but again, they can get jumped and shut down. 2 to 1 for the Tyranids still. Trying to get back this VP lead. Picking off on the east side as well, but let's stay here for now. Lots of inspirations on kill from those Terminators. which is one reason you might want to go after soft targets with them to get those kills and get those buffs stacking up. The Carnifex is level 2. Done some work then, hey? Those guys had to run back to base. Alejandro the Hive Tyrant is level 6. Dead Game Enjoyer down to just 2 units right now. Are they going to get a Carnifex of their own? Maybe a Swarm Lord? It'll take a while to get a Swarm Lord. Yeah, they don't have much power income. Might be worth getting a Neurothroat, but I feel like you need a more sizable army to support something like a Neurothroat. When you've got few units, you need to get units that can stand on their own well. If you can, in a team game like this. Well, a 2v2 game. There's that Psychic Scream. And Alejandro tearing through those Vanguard veterans. Hive Tyrant really doing some work with those Crushing Claws. Ravenous dropped in by Dead Game Enjoyer, and they do indeed have a Carnifex on the way. 139 to 82. These guys trying to get a decap immediately. And then they just leave. And take huge amounts of damage and almost die. They're going to die. They do die. I don't know what happened there. Miscommunication between brain and fingers, I think. I bet they were trying to give another unit an order to attack over there or something, and they gave the order to the Raveners by mistake. Carnifex is up, but they only have Death Spitters and the Carnifex now. Blue team should be able to see this out. Here comes another Carnifex, though, from Adinosaurusrex. Needs to pop the invulnerability. Fighting some Assault Terminators here. Here comes... Oh, it's a Venom Cannon Carnifex. They're going straight after the Land Raider. I think they should have got Thornback again. Get Thornback. Death Spitters should not be shooting at the Land Raider. They should be shooting at infantry. There we go. They're shooting at the Force Commander now. Alejandro did get away. Force Commander goes down, which buffs these Terminators even more. I'm not sure why the Death Spitters aren't shooting at the Terminators. Very odd decisions from Dead Game. What's this? It's a Carnifex being chased. Where's the other one? Hey, we got a Thornback. Imagine what this would look like if we had 3 Thornback Carnifexes now. Be way more threat on these Assault Marines. There's a Psychic Scream. Are they going to wipe? They did wipe. Wow, all of them gone. Both of Sparky's are gone. Those are Noobodies Vanguard veterans. Have they turned it around? They're down to 3 units each all of a sudden. And Carnifexes are on a rampage. The Land Raider has taken some damage. And they've got powerful heroes. The Tyranids. Level 9 Hive Tyrant. This guy's been awesome. And the Revenant Alpha really packs a punch with the Corrosive Devourer. And of course the Synapse Aura. And they put a Hive Node up. Something that the Revenant Alpha starts with. I rarely even mention it because you so rarely see them. Venom Cannon. Doing some really good damage to the Land Raider, but it's being tied up by the Assault Terminators often. Death Spitters staying around way too long. Again, what? They seem to be like shooting at the Land Raider. They should be shooting at the Terminators. Can the Carnifex get away? These guys are being slowed down by the Hive Node. You know what? That's a really good tool to have against Terminators, actually. Slowing them down like that. It seemed like the Carnifex got stuck and couldn't move. And there we see the Ravenant Alpha using corrosive shots against Terminators, which they should be saving for the Land Raider. Dead Game making some odd choices. Maybe they're a newer player. I'm not sure. Or maybe they just haven't played for ages. Vanguard veterans. Oh, they haven't leveled yet. These attacks are relatively new as well. They came out that drop pod, I think. Carnifex March. There's that Strangle Thorn Cannon. Gets the suppression. I'm not sure if that hit counted when they jumped there. Maybe it did. 85 to 16. Space Marine trying to hold on to this 2-to-1 cap. But here comes Alejandro. Invulnerability is up for the cap, or the decap at least. The Ravenet Alpha is going to go down. Vanguard Veterans getting stuck in. Yeah, not going to be able to get the cap. Down goes the Hive Tyrant. There's that Synapse Bomb. Thornback is fighting the Force Commander right now. They need to push up. They need to try and create space for the cap here. But that Multi-Melter is really painful on the Land Raider. There's Tyranid formation. Those guys all jumped into the Land Raider in time, I think. There's an orbital. Ravenet Alpha's back to his feet. Runs into the orbital trying to get the cap. But survives it. The Carnifex is backing off. They did create some space. 50 to 10. Can they get a revive? No, they're going for the cap. Look at the damage from that assault cannon. And they just die. Another Land Raider Redeemer, this time from noobody. Should have got more Terminators, I think. Sad phrase from Dead Game. It looked like they turned it around for a second, but Dead Game had some heavy losses towards the end there with the Carnifex going down and those Death Spitter Venom Brood going down. Carnifex. Oh, he charged into their own Rippers spawn there. That's what I do. Which instantly kills the Rippers. 50 to 10. Force Commander got level 8 with only a Sacred Standard, eh? There's a lot of chain sorted. Knocks back the Force Commander, but not far enough away from the VP to stop the cap. I think it's going to go down. Yeah, it goes down with a sink kill. Tossed into the air, actually. And then scythed through. Second Land Raider is up. Termagant's trying to fight it. It's futile, fellas. They can't do it. Dead Game down to 0 units. Adinosaurusrex with another Carnifex on the way. There's a 2-to-1, and that's going to be the game for the Space Marines. GG indeed. Got them down to 48 VPs. I think there were mistakes in rosters, in composition for the Tyranids. Ravenet Alpha should have got a melee weapon, I think, when he saw double Assault Marines, and shouldn't have got the Zone Throat, and perhaps even the Venom Brood. Death Spitters are tempting because they do huge amounts of damage, but I don't think it was the right tool for the job. But it was a new update. Maybe they wanted to just try them out. And they should have got more Thornback Carnifexes, I think. We could have seen a different game. But here we have a level 9 Force Commander for Sparkky. Terminator Force Commander. A level 4 Ravenet Alpha. And did they get level 10? Oh, so close to level 10 for Alejandro. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.